Okay, hello turkeys. This is I Learn You Watch, where I basically learn stuff online and then you watch it. So basically what I'm making here today is using Devslopes, and I'm learning how to make a Navbar for a website. And Navbar, this is pretty much all the coding that there is to it, and I'll show you a picture of what it looked like. And basically I just make these videos so I can kind of help retain and explain what I did and how I did it. That way I just remember better. And since I'm talking now, I'm losing my train of thought. Basically, I'm using Cloud or i9 or something like that, um, which is just an online text editor. And then you can also get a live preview of what you're coding and what it looks like. So I'm going to show you real quick. Let's open that. There we go. So we're going to make, this. This is exactly what we're going to make. And then I'm going to explain it, and hopefully I will be able to remember it better. And now we got that train wreck of an intro done. Let's move on. So since I have the code right in front of me, I'm actually going to try something new. I'm going to start from scratch. So let's start, new file. I'm going to call it, let's call it I Learn You Watch. I Learn You Watch .html, and that's just the name just for the sake of doing this. We'll make a new one here as well. New file. We'll call this I Learn You Watch. And I don't know if it's really a good thing if you're making CSS. I'm not really sure what the naming conventions of things should be, but this is just for the video anyway. So we're going to start with doc type. We're starting from the beginning. We start with doc type at the head of your, I didn't finish. Oh shoot. My mic is falling. I had to save it. Alright, that was annoying. Anyway, so let's start with doc type HTML. Cool. Nice job. And then we go to HTML language equals English, because that's what I guess language you're writing is. We're writing it in, not Italian. Italiano. Mamma mia. So make our head, and then within our head we're going to make a title, which let's title this I Learn You Eileen. Yeah, I'll just leave it. It's not even going to be caps or anything. Eileen You Watch. That's cool. So I guess I'm just going to watch myself lean. And then after this, we want to link the CSS sheet. So I'm going to do that here. Otherwise, anything that I write in CSS will not show up. So call it style sheet, because it's always called style sheet for some reason. I still don't know why yet. So I need to learn why. Jesus, my mic. Shit. Keeps falling, so that's really annoying. And so we're in href, which means we refer it to something. Forget exactly. I Learn You Watch .css. Oops. Jesus, I make a lot of mistakes. Pretty slow, but that's all right. Actually, I don't need that, so we'll leave it at that. So there's my heading. So when you look over the tab, it's gonna, that's what it's gonna say, is this. So that's why that's there. All right, I really need to do something about this mic. After that, then we're gonna make our body. Let's see. And then, since we're gonna make a nav bar, let's make our nav bar, in which we use nav. And then in this, The next thing we did was made lists. Now first I need to make an unordered list. And then we made a few lists. So I think under this first one, we called it home. And then what else? Oh yeah, we had 6 of these. So we wanted to make a home. And then we wanted to make 6 different lists. And we're going to start as basic as possible. And then I'll add on the fancy stuff and why I added it on. And honestly, I'm just, recapping what I did in the Devslopes. One thing I forgot was to close off this whole sheet with HTML. There we go. So now that makes sense to the computer. I'm going to save this. Then, yeah, we can look at it for now. Since we have a navbar, you're going to see a list. Where is this list? All right. So did I run this already? Don't remember. All right, let's run it. Let's see what it looks like. Open. There you go. It says Eileen, you watch. There you go. Home, home, home. Cool. Now we have a list. So let's actually, since we're making a navbar, we're going to put in some basic navbar terms. We got home, news, contact. Next is about. Oops. About. Then sign up. Then sign in. Man, I think this might take longer than I thought this was going to take. Hopefully I can think of a way to speed it up. And because of this, let's start with something that we can see. Because I don't think we added the fancy stuff in just yet. And I just lost my cursor. Awesome. Okay, I think my my screen just froze. That sucks. Okay. So this is just for aesthetic purposes. Our nav, our header, and our footer. And then our bracket. For this, we want a display of block, which I forget exactly why, but that's how it is. Then for our body, so we're going to grab our body, then we're going to add line height of 1, and then we want a margin. Jesus. Hopefully it still reads right now, of 0. There we go. Okay, so I'm just going to keep it here. So basically, I'm just going to try to fill myself in on what I already know or what I've already done, and just kind of like reminders. So, I mean, this is still I Learn You Watch. Yeah, I'm fucking weird. Just trying to remember how I did things and teach myself. So now that we have that, take a look at it. There we go. I think we already looked at that. So now we have a body margin of 0. So there should be a difference. Yep, and there's a difference because they have 0 margin and line height of 1. Now, next thing we're going to do is style it. So we're going to start with, I forgot which side we started on. But I think we want to make a class. And we've already decided that the class is going to be, not last. So the class is going to be that, and then we're going to make it top nav. All right, cool. And then, so that's our unordered list class. And then we're going to make anchors. So because we have anchors, you got to make an A for anchor, href to refer something. Still don't know what the H means. What am I looking for? Equals, parenthesis, hold on, I want to close this off first. Okay. Where am I at? href class. So I already made an unordered list class. Oh yeah. So we're gonna make it, I don't know what you call that, pound, hashtag, sharp, home. And then you close off the A. Sucks that I don't already have it. Whatever. So there it is. So now we're gonna make it clickable. And basically, I wanna copy this and paste this. I already wasted time. 6 times. Yeah, actually I want to do this 4 times. 1, 2, 3. I'm at 3 times. We're going to change these. So this is going to be news. Then we made this about or something. Shit. God damn it. It's so annoying. Just barely get it. Contact. And then I want to make this about. I want to make these things respectively because these are supposed to be like actual web pages, but these are just kind of placeholders for now. So we're going to make this contact, all lowercase, which is cool. So we just need to make anchors and references to links. And this is just going to make it look right. But we don't actually have pages for this. Okay, so since we have that, I'm trying to remember the order that we did it. Yeah, so I'm actually want to make 2 more of these. And then we'll add on. So this is boring, but I'm just doing it. Sign in. Cool. And then respectively, we're going to make this sign in. Then sign up. It's already done this. Just going to do it. God, like I noticed how slow I type. Like my typing cannot keep up with my talking. All right, so we have that, and this is good for now. That way we can do it in order. So the next thing that he does, if I remember, is that control / and we're just kind of making whatever you call these, like notes to make things easier to read and understand. And we're going to call this defaults because this is a section where I edit the defaults. And then we're going to call the next section Navbar because this is a section where, oops, what am I looking for? Pound, where we edit the navbar. And then if we had a body and paragraph and other pages, then we probably separate it like in the same way. I'm guessing. Okay, so now that we have that, we want to work on a navbar. So we're going to make a nav class. So we're going to pull the nav, and we want this to be a width of 100%. I think it's 100%. That way the navbar always takes up the top of the screen. And then we want a margin of 0. Yeah, so we already have the body like that, but I guess we want to make the navbar, yeah, it's just more specific. And that's just how it is. So there we go. So now when I save it, and I save both of them, I should be able to see it change. It should go up and it should turn blue. Oh, man. Okay. So it all turned blue, but it's not at the top of the screen, which I thought width 100. Okay, that's right. I think we'll figure it out because we called this class top nav, so we already made a class, and then we pulled the nav. Just trying to understand. Anyway, so we have a random S here. Not sure where that came from. So nav. So now we do it in order. So from navigation to unordered list. For all of these, we want to stylize it. So we're going to do background color of triple E. So pound EEE, which makes like a grayish color. Then overflow, which means I think since we want to make this responsive, has to do with responsiveness and like mobile sites. So that way, if there's any overflow, it's hidden, which means it just I think if you squish it, that way it doesn't overlap. I think. Margin 0, so you want to keep the margins 0 with everything. And then padding, we want 0% padding. So because of that, there you go. Now I have 0%. And then that'll be good. So that's how we style the navbar. And now we have the next part, which will take us. Now we're going to style the top nav class. Actually, originally we called this top nav left, top nav dash left. But the thing is, since these top 4 are going to be on the left side and these bottom 4 are going to be on the right side, it would just be cleaner to call this top nav. It would just make more sense in the code itself, if that makes sense. Because if this was top nav left, and then I'm going to make tags for these that say top nav right, then that means top nav right is within top nav left. Whereas for our class, top nav, it makes sense just call it top nav. That way, then we can make subclasses of left and right. And that's just a really weird kind of nerdy bit. But yeah, I'm just explaining what I learned or what I think I learned. So now unordered list class, so top nav and list. So we're coming from the outside. So start from unordered list and then to list. It's kind of like when you look at this code, I'm pretty sure this is kind of where you start. So you're going to look at unordered list first, and then you'll see the top nav and this list within that, and it makes it more specific or something. God, I'm so weird. List style, list dash style, and we want to make this none. Forget why. List style none. Just because. Float, we want this to float to the left. There you go. Now, list style none. I think list style means we don't have any kind of list, like numbered list. Let's save that. And then, okay. Now, now we're going to refer to our anchors. So, unordered list top nav list anchor. There we go. Now we're going to design the anchor. So all these with the A's is what it's pretty much grabbing. So we make a display here. God, this is going to be such a boring video. I already know it. Like, oh well, I think it'll give me some ideas though. Text decoration. Because that's the thing. I've literally just done all of this. Now I'm just doing it again. So there's got to be something I can, I don't know, make with this kind of video. Minimum height, 16 pixels. Point of that is to make a minimum height no matter how small you make the screen. Text align. Align the text in center. Not center. That's not right. Center padding. Padding of 14 pixels. Because I guess we have these in blocks or in boxes. I guess all the bodies in boxes right now, actually. Or it's blocked or something. So we had text align. Uh-oh. I'm frozen. Oof, frozen again. Frozen. Ooh, it's not getting along with my Chromebook. That's awesome. Oh shit, I think I had this going on this whole time. That's really annoying. Anyway. Text align, padding, text transform, which makes all the text within the navbar, it changes it. I mean, change it to uppercase. Not uppercase, a P case. There you go. Then color 666. Cool. All right, now we should have something that looks like something. So refresh this. There we go. Cool. So we have this nav bar. It looks actually kind of nice. And now we want to make we also want to make a hover. So it actually does something when you hover over it. And we also want to move these two to the right. So because of that, we are going to make new classes. And yeah, I'll just do that now. So we're going to make a list class. List class of, as I explained earlier, or tried to explain earlier, we're going to make this top nav right. And that's really just the name. I think that works. Let's see. Yeah, it should work. Because if we made the whole UL unordered list class top nav left, then it would just be a little confusing. So list class equals quotes top nav right. Cool. Now we have a new class, so a new dot, and we can work with that. Actually, I'll work with it first. I'll work with the hover text. Or am I? Yeah, because I think there's one thing I forgot, which was okay. Yeah, one little thing. So now I can refer to the sign in sign up, which will be so unordered list. So we're going to start from the parent to this child and the child's child. Unordered list dot top nav, and then list dot top nav dash right. There we go. And this only has one job, which is to float to the right. And that'll actually change the way that this looks. So now these two should scoot to the right. It's actually taking a moment to reload, which is kind of annoying. And that did not do anything. So first, let's save this and make sure everything's saved. Now let's look. There we go. So those go to the right. And like if we click it, nothing happens. It's clickable, but nothing happens. So now we got, all we need to do now for this video, or for what I've learned so far, is to make it hover nicely. So we're going to start from the unordered list to top nav, into list, into anchor, and I forgot what this is called. Shit, there's a word for that. I don't know why I said center. That's not what I wanted. There's a word for using a colon and a word after that. And I have to remember or look back on the video for what that means. So background dash color. So always background dash color. I'm just going to be putting in some hex code. I already know what it looks like. But 0080 FF. Background color for when we hover it. And then the color, I think color automatically changes the text color. And then pound FFF is white. So you have all that. And then I think that looks good. So now on Eileen you watch, should look the same at first. And then what's going to change is when you hover over them. There we go. So there we go. Here's a nav bar. And we click them. Nothing happens, but it looks nice. All right. That's all I got. Peace.